why you are struggling to hit your goals. Now, this is a very impromptu episode. I literally just got back from the gym. If you're watching this on YouTube, there is no makeup on this face. But just got back from the gym, and I just got back from a really terrible workout, and terrible in the sense that I just put no effort into it. Honestly, I got so distracted. I was sitting in the car, working on other stuff before going to my workout. And I just kind of had to drag myself out of the car, go to the gym. I was like, this is not feeling good. Right. But in my brain, I just thought to myself, Olivia, muscle through it. You got this. Even on days where you don't want to do it, you have to go do it, right? That's how we get to where we need to go. That's how, you need to have that level of consistency. I literally have one goal this year around health and fitness because in general, I'm pretty healthy. I like where I'm at physically and health-wise. I just feel pretty good about it. It was one of the things this year that I just didn't really see a huge need for improvement versus other parts of my life. And so my one goal this year was to get 10 pull-ups. But in order to get 10 pull-ups, you still have to be working out consistently and you still have to have a plan to get there. However, I didn't put one in place. And I still was just I kind of know how to work out. It's going to be fine. I'll just keep going to the gym. And so if you've been following for a while, you know that earlier this year, I was seeking out a bougie gym to join. But instead, I found this bougie entrepreneurship membership club, which I absolutely love. And they do have a small gym there, but probably not one that I would go to all the time. It's just a smaller gym if I happen to be there or in the area and I'm okay, I want to get a quick workout in. So then I joined a climbing gym as well, simply because I love climbing, but then they also have a full gym there. So I was okay, well, I can just do workouts by myself. That should be fine. However, my motivation levels lately have been so freaking low. And we're going to tie this all into how this applies to real estate investing, how this applies to your goals, how this applies to building a business, whatever it is that you want to do in life, especially, around real estate, which is what we talk about a lot on this podcast in entrepreneurship. But yeah, so for the last few months, this is not a recent thing, for the last few months, I have known that I really just haven't had the motivation that I wanted around working out and staying fit. I just haven't. And so on my way back from the gym today, I was just kind of fed up with it. I was like, Olivia, this is ridiculous at this point. You said that you want to be fit. You moved to Colorado. You were like, I'm committed. I want to be healthy, but you were not displaying the actions needed in order to get there. And a lot of the times, because I'm just resting on my laurels, I'm resting on my motivation to get me there, which is not the way you need to do this. Because in tough times, we cannot rest on our motivation. Our motivation goes up and down in cycles all the time. What we can rest on is our standards, right? And so how do we actually create those standards? And so I was sitting in the car, I parked and I started texting Anita, who works for me in WWA, and we also own some properties together, and was just I think I need to change my workout strategy. I think I need to join a gym, not a regular gym, but a gym with workout classes. And the reason for that is because they have a specific time every single day, 7 a.m., where they have lifting workouts. And the best thing about it is the new gym is actually going to be 5 minutes away from my house. And at first I was like, no, I don't really want to join that. I don't want to have two different gym memberships, yada, yada, yada. But what I realized is if I was actually committed to my goals, if I actually wanted to stay fit, get fitter, get my pull-ups, be the healthiest version of myself, I needed to commit. I needed to have the accountability. I needed to surround myself with other people who were going there and have the consistency, right? Create it, make it be a standard, because there are classes and I have to sign up for those classes. And if I commit to just signing up for those classes for Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m., because they have a specific lifting class that I like to take at 7 a.m. every single day, then I will actually be able to hit my goals, because there are repercussions that come from not going to the class, right? Versus trying to rest on my motivation to get me out of bed by 6:30 or 6 a.m. The thing is, I'm actually like awake pretty early. I wake up at like 5 o'clock, 5:30, just because my body works. It's on that clock for whatever reason. But I tend to like stay in bed and I do journaling, meditations, all of that stuff. Actually getting out of bed and then into the car and then out of the car and into the gym, that's where the struggle lies. And so I know based off of my actions that I have shown over the last few months, I'm not going to reach my goals if I don't have that accountability, if I don't have that community. And so now I am committed and I am committing to joining this gym the second I close so that I can start going and I can actually be the version of myself that I want to be. And so how does this even relate to like real estate investing or entrepreneurship or building a business? Like it does literally to its core, right? Because so it's so funny because I have so many people who, for example, they want to join my coaching program or a different coaching program. Like WWA is my coaching program, teaching people how to get started investing in real estate. Like the goal within the program is to get your first, your second. I even have a student who is currently working on getting her third. And in the program, you know, it's all about accountability. It's all about we actually meet weekly, multiple times a week to make sure that you are taking the right steps to get that next property or to get that first property. And like, I think we have about 7 students under contract right now, which is amazing.
As you know, I've been nomading for 2 years now, and I've been travel hacking for like a decade. And I am finally coming out with an awesome new guide called the Jet Set and Invest Playbook, where I am putting together all of my travel hacking knowledge and letting you peek behind the curtains on exactly how I've traveled to over 50 countries. And in the process, I've actually saved and made tens of thousands of dollars. I think we actually tallied up the last year, and we're above $50,000 saved and made through the strategies that I am putting in this playbook. Now, the Jet Set and Invest Playbook is the ultimate guide on how to become a digital nomad, use your home as your income stream, travel hack using credit card points, and fund your travel with ease. And the cool thing is that you don't even need to own real estate yet to leverage a lot of the tools that I'm putting in this guide. So if you're interested in getting on the wait list for it and getting the absolute best price that it's literally ever going to be, either DM me the word Jet Set on Instagram or click the link of the show notes in this podcast and you'll be the first to know when it releases. And make sure to get on it quick because it is only going to be available for a limited time. So hurry up, peeps. Okay, now let's dive back into the show.
But like, I have so many people who come to me and they're like, yeah, I really want to buy a property this year. And they're like, I'm like, okay, amazing. But they're like, I don't want to pay for coaching. And it's just like, okay, interesting. So you say you want to get a property this year, but you're not willing or committed to actually taking the steps required to get a property. And so you're saying that you're going to go ahead and just do the same thing that you've been doing right now for the last year, the last 2 years, or the last 3 years that hasn't gotten you a property, expecting to now get a property. So it's the same like crazy delusion, right? That I had with working out, with my gym membership, right? Because I was like, oh, well, even though over the last few months, I have clearly successfully not actually stick to my workouts, in what universe? What makes me think that by continuing on this trajectory, that I am actually going to get the results that I want and that I need for myself, right? And I think someone said this, it's like a famous quote, but like, madness is literally doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different outcome or expecting a different result. And so me not signing up for a gym where I know, because for me with workout classes, like I'm not missing a workout class. Like if it is on my calendar and it is set, I think it's just like the accountability factor, the fact that there are other people who are implicated, not necessarily like if I don't go, like other people are implicated, more so that I have made a commitment to someone, which in this case is the gym, right? To go, then I am so much better at actually fulfilling it. It's the same thing where like, for example, before when I lived in Colorado, I got really good at rock climbing because I joined a team. I actually was a part of a team and I was committed to going to the team sessions and I was training. And it was like I was working with the collective, right? Same thing with this gym that I'm going to, because it's classes. I'm going and I know that there are going to be people that go there every single day at 7:00, and I'll be a part of this collective and create this sort of community. It's the same thing with getting coaching for real estate investing or getting coaching for a business. Like, for example, I have a coach for my Wanderlust Wealth Academy coaching program. I know, inception there, because I know that that is the way that I'm actually going to hit my goals. So that's where it's so important. You have to look at yourself in the mirror. Are you taking the steps necessary to hit your goals? Are you surrounding yourself with the right people who are going to keep you accountable, who are going to make sure that you don't get off track, and they're going to check back in on you and be like, hey, you've missed a few classes or you've missed this. Like, have you reached your goal yet? No. I wonder why. Maybe start coming back, versus trying to do it all by yourself. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I am such a freaking independent woman. If you know me at all, if you've known me throughout my entire life, if you're my parents, you know I am like independent to a fault sometimes. But sometimes you gotta get off of your high horse, look yourself in the mirror and be like, okay, this isn't working. How do we make it actually work? Because at the end of the day, no one is giving you a medal for doing it all by yourself. So take some time to really think about it. What do you want? Who are you going to surround yourself with? What are you going to do to get it? And for me right now, with working out, it looks like joining this gym where I have structured classes. I can go and lift there and I create a community around it. So I get excited about it versus like being distracted on my phone. It's like with real estate investing. Sometimes when you don't have the community, you're not analyzing the properties. You're not looking at the properties at the extent that you should be. You're not doing the actions you actually need to take. So I think I'll do a follow-up episode on this in like a few months, maybe at the end of the year, to see if I actually hit my 10 pull-up goal, and what my experience has been with going to the gym in this more structured manner. Because I'm honestly, like, we're on a journey together right now, guys, because I'm honestly curious to see how much more progress I'm going to make in the second half of the year versus the first half of the year, just from having the community, the structure, the implications, like if I miss a class, I have to pay $20 kind of thing. Okay, that's it, fam. Guys, if you liked this episode, literally with podcasts, the only way that they grow is if you share them with someone else, like share them with a friend or a family. Like I received a message on Instagram where someone was like, I share your podcast all the time. And I'm like, that makes me so happy, because podcasts don't go viral like on Instagram or on YouTube and stuff like that. Like the algorithm doesn't work that way. There isn't really an algorithm. The only way that it grows is if you share it with someone who you think that this would be useful for. And guys, we are trying to build a giant business. We are trying to impact the lives of so many. I am on a mission to create a community who lives an incredibly intentional life that they freaking love. Okay. So let's get this out to more people. I appreciate you. I love you. Leave a review. It just warms my heart whenever I see them. Okay, bye, fam.
Thank you so much for listening to Wanderlust Wealth Show. Now, don't forget to follow the podcast, or if you're watching on YouTube, make sure to hit that subscribe button. If you love this episode, it would literally mean the world to me if you shared this with a friend or a family member, or literally like anyone off of the street. Like right now, go ahead, share it so you don't forget, or post it on social media and make sure to tag me. I love seeing what you're listening in on and what you resonated with, and I'm just so freaking thankful for you. I'm so freaking excited for you. I love you, and don't forget, life really doesn't have to be hard.